Okay, over here in the top center, we have the sophisticated Gorilla Terran from Sweden. Also my favorite soju brand.
Liquid JinRo.
If you ever come to Korea and want to try soju, JinRo is a brand. I would recommend Chamisil. That is Chamisil Fresh, not Chamisil Original. All right, over here in the right, we have not a curve, but
GSL line.
Wow.
a line.
You know what a line is? It's a moving point, Tasteless.
It is the shortest distance between any 2 points, Artosis.
That too.
Yeah. Thank you, LG, Intel, and G.SL for sponsoring us. Baller props to you. Well, JinRo will be happy to know his add-on will not be on the outside of his entrance this time.
Well, I think this game probably not going to look a lot like that last game, Tasteless.
It should.
Well, Line looks like he's gearing up to take a hatchery first. Nope. Instead, a 16 pool, 15 gas, and he's going to go ahead and hatch pretty soon here, I think.
He, I think, is a bit concerned about these positions. We've seen JinRo before do that crazy bunker rush.
Oh, that would have been
Reaper.
so cool if it worked.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to see what JinRo chooses to do. He might actually do a Hellion opening again, to be honest. He's got the gas going.
Well, it's not exactly like his opponent got to see the full plan, in that previous game because the build order got screwed up.
It certainly did.
Had to spend, money getting an extra reactor.
I'd love to see the Reaper build again that he tried before in this map, but it does not look like he'll be doing that. He's already started that second Marine, so it looks like he is saving up for the factory. And I was going to say, is he getting a second gas?
What is he doing?
This is the most obvious baiting thing I've ever seen. No, he's just cheating on supply. 19 of 18.
Yeah, if you guys are confused about that cancel, what you can do is if you're, let's say, 18 of 18 supply, or any maxed out supply, you can make one extractor that frees it up, you make an extra drone, then you just cancel the supply. I mean, cancel the, the extractor.
Exactly. Professor Tasteless, teaching the nubbins.
Teaching the nerds. I'm on nerd tenure. I give out D's and F's all the time.
You don't care?
I don't care. Because I don't understand that those kids spend so much money to just try to get into college.
Yeah.
I'm some insane ego-tripping professor.
Oh, you have tenure. You can do that.
I got tenure, man.
Congratulations.
I can
on
date
that,
my
by the way.
students. I don't care. I have tenure.
I don't know if you can go that far.
No, I believe actually, if you're a professor, you can't. You basically, it's almost impossible to get fired.
Hey, if you have tenure, yeah.
If you have tenure, because I had a professor in my school who I know had married one of his students. It was like several years later, but I was like, really?
Oh, well, years later. That's his business.
No, I think he married her while he was a student, and then I'm not entirely sure.
Oh.
Not entirely sure.
My brother's actually about to get tenure.
Really?
Yeah.
Glad we already have nerd tenure.
Yeah.
Bunch of diplomas on my wall that I just made up, put on there.
Well, we have Line. Wings sprouting from his Zerglings. That, of course, means Zergling speed is done. Not that they can fly. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Dude.
If Zerglings could fly or jump up stuff like Reapers, like, no base is safe.
Well, it would look pretty badass to see a bunch of Zerglings jumping up cliffs.
Quite a swarm.
Until you're playing Terran and Protoss and you're like, God damn it.
Imagine if they could fly. Like, one Thor shot, you lose 200 supply of Zerglings.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah. Now, here come the Hellions. This is going to be more like what JinRo wanted to do last game.
And as you can see, much more Hellions here at the start. Now, there's a couple things.
There is a Spine Crawler coming up, Tasteless.
But, he might want to try to go around to the back, attack the drones. He could try to go up to the ramp, but that can be a bit of a coin flip.
Now, here's the thing. He has Zerglings sitting behind his minerals. He knows that that's a very common place to go in. Line playing very smartly so far. The smartitude of his positioning is quite great.
He must have gone to Nerd U.
Nerd U?
Yep.
You calling me a nerd?
Yeah, you are a nerd. What? You're like going to trick me into thinking you're not a nerd, or Toast? You're like actually like... All right, hold that thought. We got Hellions continuing to harass here. This defense by Line is pretty tight.
Yeah, it is. He's all sewn up, Tasteless. So many drones at the expansion compared to the main base.
Yeah,
Line.
I just noticed that.
And when you're fighting against Hellions, it's like the opposite of what you want. You want more in your main. JinRo right now looking pretty solid. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna... Actually, he's getting a reactor with that factory. Looks like he's just making that for the barracks. Not gonna see any siege tanks anytime soon, though. There it is. Overseer coming in, see what he can see with all his eyes.
He's got a lot of eyes.
He does have a lot of eyes, Tasteless.
And this Overseer will go down. And that was actually kind of a waste, you know, for Lions.
You know what? You know what I like about that?
What?
Is that if he were to go high economy Baneling aggression right after that, I'd be like, you are smart. Because if you look there, there's not going to be any siege tanks, is there?
Oh,
and that's what is really strong against high economy.
He's just changing into Smartosis.
That's it, man. But
your nerd last name.
I am not surprised that he is not actually just going high economy Baneling aggression from there. Not surprised with that, Tasteless.
All right. We got a spotter queen here.
3 dropships coming over. There are Zerglings in the main.
Okay, here we go. And I don't think Lion's going to have any of that.
No, he's not. JinRo crossed the line there.
He did. He crossed Lion's
That queen's
line.
like, hey, man, this is cool, man. Started hitting it
Bro.
down. And that queen battling against more than it should.
That's an ambitious queen, Artosis.
Indeed it was. That queen wanted to be an Overmind someday.
The queen wanted to marry the Overmind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The queen was like, I'm going to be the next Kerrigan.
Karen and Overmind are exes, of course. Hate each other. 9 mutas on the way for line. JinRo, though, already has some missile turrets up.
Yeah, JinRo's looking much better. This is the JinRo we've seen from previous games.
Yeah, he's definitely looking much better this game, no question. Now, these Hellions, we're going to have to see if they can actually do any damage. The answer is absolutely no.
Whoa.
Resoundingly no.
And he only got 1 drone.
Yeah, I think that's all he killed was 1 drone. That's all right, though. Those weren't going to be too useful right now for him. Siege tanks are on the way, but the Muta's going to get this medevac. Going to fly into some missile turrets, and it looks like 1 Muta going down. Will another fall?
If at this point in time, I think if JinRo was a talking dog, he would have said, JinRo, Shaggy, I didn't do any damage with my medevacs. My medevac dropped my Hellions. I think I didn't quite construct that joke correctly. It sort of
That's
came
all
out
right.
terribly.
We'll pretend you never did that. You come back with it when it's better.
All right, all right.
All right, we'll give you another try.
Okay.
It's like I circle everything that's wrong in your paper. I'm like, all right,
underline it.
Bring this back tomorrow. Muta's coming in, doing some harass, forcing a big stim.
You know, Lion is playing much better than we expected here.
Yeah. Line's actually, he's showing some considerable skill. And again, if you get through the Code B tournament twice, you're actually insanely good. You're better than a lot of people that are in Code A, to be honest.
No,
that
that's
is a
very true.
hard tournament. A lot of people fall down into that and never come back. A lot of people never get through in the first place.
Code B is just this big, ocean of StarCraft players.
Yeah.
Some not so good, some very good.
Yeah.
But it's so big and hard to get out of it. To see anybody here from Code A or Code S that came out from Code B, that's impressive.
It certainly is. Now we do have Pathic lands going up, as you see right there. Got to make infestors in a little bit here. Speed Bane's on the way. Muta's being made. Another hatchery being put down. I really like Line's play, to be honest. He hasn't gotten a lot of harassment damage in, but he's expanding well. He's upgrading well. He's teching well.
Here's one issue, though, is Line is not spreading his creep well at all.
That is true. He is not doing that. That's one of the first things that I've noticed goes on these Zergs that don't have a lot of experience on the stage. When the nerves start going, this creep stops spreading.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's like something you have to be relaxed, sitting there in your underwear in your room playing to get your creep spread perfect.
I just feel like, we'll see. A lot of this will just come down to what kind of push JinRo decides to use here and how effective he is at coming out with that. If you notice with the placement, he could probably do a little bit of extra damage on that on the engineering bay. Actually, the turret may cover it.
You know what I would like to see here, Tasteless, is for him to stop making mutas. He does have 3 more that's not in that 1 pack he's been harassing with. But I'd love him to just switch over to pure Infestor, because these mutas, JinRo is so tight against mutas right now. It's just, I don't see mutas really doing any damage for the rest of this game. JinRo is like actually everywhere against these mutas.
He is unsieging. That can be a tell for us, everybody watch, that he might try to do a push here. He may just want to reposition and defend his third base as well.
Hive is almost finished here. A lot of Zerglings on the way, +2 melee attack. There are a couple Infestors out. And when you only see a couple Infestors, normally that means he's going to go Brute very quickly. As opposed to just tech to Brute, he's going to actually rush to it. That's what.
And he is. Yeah. The Spire is now morphing.
There you go.
Into a greater Spire.
Instantly, yeah. You do have to pull some gas. And normally the Infestors, you just kind of sneak them in because they're just so good in combination with the Brutes.
Well, you know, the Broodlord build on this map is quite good because Terran really can't use the gold base.
Yeah, that's
Zerg can defend the gold base with it. So,
Broodlord's
probably one of the best Broodlord maps. Sorry, go ahead.
Against gold bases. These gold bases, as you said, Tasteless. I'm just stealing your thunder. You're saying something like, no, let me say it. I like slap you on the knee.
Now, he hasn't seen the Greater Spire yet. He's seen the
he's
lesser Spire.
He's going to have to assume. 8 Corruptors on the way, so wow, yeah, he's going for broke for this. And the thing is, with just the 2 Infestors, that is just to slow JinRo down here. He actually can't quite handle JinRo's full army with what he has at this moment. So if JinRo gets over here before he has Broodlords, that'll be good. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. He's going for it.
He wants him to siege here.
Yeah, he wants to slow him down.
Beautiful forced stim.
Yeah, a ton of Marine stimming. There's only 3 medevacs there. And now he's going to... Oh, there is a drop in the main base. Beautiful drop. And he's going to have to run home with everything here. JinRo wants to get that Greater Spire. Don't think he'll be able to.
He sees the Greater Spire. Here come the Banelings. Broodlord's on the way.
8 Broods morphing.
Those Marines are all dead. Meanwhile, the push.
Oh my gosh.
Coming
and look at this. Beautiful bungles.
Oh my God.
Yuck. Tasteless.
GG. He had to tab out.
He did. He lost all his Marines there, unfortunately. Wow. That was abrupt.
And you can see live, the first time we've really seen him expressing happiness, a big sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And JinRo can't be happy about that.
No, he's not at all.
It's, you know, I gotta say, the fungal with the Banelings, that was
pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, there were only 2 siege tanks there, so that's going to be something very hard to deal with. JinRo really went very heavy Marine that game, and you know, it ended up not quite working out.
I think one thing that's important to note is, like, there's a point in Terran vs. Zerg where you actually have to push towards the main.
Yeah, that's quite true.
You can't actually push
you
towards
have
those expansions.
You have to snipe that Greater Spire, man.
It's like this weird matchup where going to the main could sometimes be better.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it would have worked in that instance, but you know what I'm talking about. If they're starting to get Hive, if you just take out the Hive, then it resets everything.
I think one of the most important buildings, of course, to snipe against Zerg is that Greater Spire. It takes 100 years to remake it.
Yeah.
You have to make the Spire, wait for that finish, make it into a Greater Spire.
How many games, think about this, how many games have you ever played or seen where you've lost the Greater Spire, then remade the Spire and gotten the Greater Spire again? Usually, if you destroy the Greater Spire, it is no longer an option in the game.
Yeah, a lot of times that is the case.
Yeah. I mean, there are obviously some exceptions, but I can't think of any game I've played or that I've seen where it's like, oh, I got to get that Greater Spire again. Usually they'll switch into Ultralisks or something like that. So, and then, of course, that's something that's manageable because you know it's coming. But it's too bad. 2 games, one kind of long and painful, one where JinRo lost right away. We're going to have a 2-minute break, so don't go too far away. We'll be right back here at the GSL.
Drive up, take my girl to have a nice day. Shit was right, so I let her hang my way.